Right, yes, hi all. So I haven't done a video on the DeLorean for a little while. So yeah, let's do one on this. So basically got some issues. So I decided to basically not use the car for a few weeks until I can hopefully iron out the issues. So I did use it for a couple of school proms last week. Drives fine and all that sort of stuff. It's just something that is not quite right with the engine. And it's starting to annoy me a little bit. So I thought, you know what, I'd rather just use my Beetle instead than this. So sort of see I've got a few bits and bobs out. So quick summary for anyone who didn't see my post on the forum. So when I drive the car from say takeoff, say 800 up to 2000 RPM, even when it's hot, it basically accelerates, but it's kind of like a small sort of misfire, sort of small like sort of stuttery sound as you accelerate. Bit like a sort of like a, you know, like a very, very sort of light sort of machine gun sort of pumping sound as you go. But if you were just to accelerate you know, fast, or go from 2000 RPM upwards, it accelerates. As soon as you put your foot down, it accelerates absolutely perfect. It's just sort of that low driving around town, you know, when you're sort of, you know, in that sort of 800 2000 sort of category, pootling along kind of thing, where it's just not running quite right. So it idles fine, it starts fine. Done loads and loads and loads of stuff, you know. So I replaced all the spark plugs, replaced the ignition cap, the HT leads, brand new spark plugs, all gapped correctly. I have checked the spray test, so done a spray test pattern, sorry, on the injectors, and they're all fine and even. Check the filter in here, check the filters in. Sorry, I haven't checked the filters in there. That's why I haven't taken it off to check the filters, because it's been spraying fine. I've done the duty cycle, which is, you know, also known as the dwell, and fiddled around with that a lot. But basically, it's been set up to 35 to 45 thereabouts. And even when I've sort of tried it on like 20 and 25, and also up to like 45, 55, it still runs the same. Timing set up absolutely perfect to the 13-degree mark down there. Again, that plate hasn't been moved, and obviously it was running fine up to, you know, a few months ago, so that's set up perfect. And I did also try fiddling with the timing slightly as well by just adjusting it to sort of 12 and 14. That just a slight adjustment both ways, and it's still revved exactly the same. So that's that. Did a smoke test this weekend, where I connected the smoke test onto the exhaust pipe and blocked up the other end, and filled the system with smoke, and there was no obvious leaks sort of coming out of the manifolds or the joints for the stainless muffler, etc. Also removed the airbox, put my smoke test on the inlet part here, pumped the smoke in, really got a good pressure on there. No leaks from the injectors. There was a light leak from the throttle spindle, which I gather is quite common. So yeah, but there was definitely a leak from the throttle spindle on there. Otherwise, that's right. And obviously, you know, it sort of seeps out of here, you know, of course, you know, when you don't hold it in place. But otherwise, honestly, there's nothing else. Smoke test wise, it was good. Just that throttle spindle there. Someone suggests on the forum, you know, that it could be the pipe is collapsing, which is this pipe here. And to check the screen, etc. So again, I've taken all this out. This is all one piece. There's no holes in it. This had, you know, a range of sort of dirt just round the very edge there, but no dirt inside the pickup filter here. This took it out. It felt normal, but there's no spring inside, so I have ordered the spring for that, which might arrive today from DeLorean Go. So I'll put the spring on. I'll clean all this up again, put this back in. There is obviously a valve on the fuel pump there, which I think has a ball bearing in or something to stop the fuel from going back in. So I haven't taken it off. I don't think I need to check that, because I don't think there's no filter in there, and the car does start fine. So I don't really want to take apart that, because I know that was a bit of a pain to get that sealed properly originally. So I'm going to leave that, unless anyone on this forum who watched this video says, oh no, you need to take that off, it's got a filter in and whatever. But there's no dirt in this. You know, the dirt was all pulled around the top there, so therefore I don't think there's any dirt would have got into the pump. And there's also a fuel filter that end, and there's no dirt in the there was no dirt, you know, in this filter here either. So kind of think that's probably okay, but obviously people might have different suggestions. Otherwise, yes, that's all in there. So yeah, just a bit of a problem. So it's just, just ruins the fun when you just know that it was running beautifully, a few months ago, and then I put some petrol in, and then the next day it wasn't running right, but I was using it a lot, and I did get quite low on fuel that one day. That's why I've kind of gone to taking this section here apart and cleaning it and checking it and stuff like that, because I did run it low because the warning light came on the dashboard for much longer than I normally would run it for. Normally it flickers on and I go and get petrol, but this was sort of like on yellow, so it would have been sort of a bit low, but I'd imagine there would still be gallons left in there, I expect, but yes, there we go. That's the problem with the DeLorean. So yep, I'll get that new spring put in, and then put that all back together again, see if anyone has any more comments, and if not, I'll try it. But it's just a pain in the ass when you know it was running nice and then it to run mediocre afterwards, on the low revs, which as I'm driving around town, I'm driving it pretty much around town on the low revs. But yeah, thanks for watching all. Otherwise, I still love the car. Just wish it was spot on. Cool. Cheers all.